Sean Black, and we're here at the finale, part 3 of the Justice for Quincy Reese. If we do this again, next time we should find out who we should be finding out what was behind all this, and make sure his family is officially seek justice. But without further ado, we brought up my man one more time, Quincy. Bathroom, you have to watch that. Good elbow thing. We're gonna show you later the last press conference. Quincy invited me, cameraman Jason in the back. We all came up, we showed love at Crenshaw High School. Quincy and Quincy right here, and Quincy Jr.'s mother and family, friends came out. When a man says, hey, we need you, we come up, we show love to our brother in heaven, Quincy Jr. Without further ado, today is going to be the hardest part, and the reason I've asked you to do this is for a special message to all the teens out there. Before we get into that, I want to send out a message myself to the teens, especially to the hip-hop generation that's going on right now. A lot of times, and even when we grew up, we glorified, we glamorized hip-hop. I've been a big hip-hop fan since birth. I love all music, but hip-hop has been my number one. For sure, for sure. And remember, kids, check out the other styles too. There's nothing wrong with that sidetrack. Gangsta rap. Gangsta rap originally started as NWA said the street knowledge. NWA, MCA, Ice Cube, all OGs were telling their stories. They weren't really tone deaf. They would tell stories and things about the crack epidemic, corrupt police, murder, things like that. But you would rarely hear quote unquote West Coast style artists or East Coast style artists say, let's go murder some people, let's go kill our oppositions. They would tell the stories of, but they would never get into it. With time and every generation has come, obviously the story has changed. A lot of times now, we're hearing about hip hop where you can just simply upload you and your friends, if you're gang banging or Chicago or whatever style or street, teens, whatever gang, whatever, every state is different. People are uploading videos and they were publicly dissing or making fun of their ops. I've seen videos to where they've gone to grave sites, urinated, poured liquor out on graves. It's just really bad now. The message that we're trying to say is, for those few kids that listen to things like that, is no matter what a child or a teenager, etc., has done, whatever street hood they are, everybody has a family. Everybody has loved ones. Everybody has you got teenagers, 15, 16, 13, 14 with kids already. So when you decide to slide, spin the block, whatever you got, there's a whole church is full of people that people are mourning. Families have lost. We've lost fathers, we've lost mothers. Innocents. Bullets don't necessarily hit your target. Bullets can hit anybody, old people to newborns. So the message I've asked Quincy to do today, to holler at me about today, is the night of. And he just doesn't have to go into full detail, but for the kids and the teens, I really want you to hear this. The kids involved in this crime, when they get caught, they made a decision that's going to affect them the rest of their life. When we find out what it's about, it's not going to make any sense, but they're going to spend their life, or the bulk of their life, behind bars, as they should. Because all the people who are involved in gang murders should. There's consequences behind your actions, and you can run it as much as you want, but eventually you will be caught. So without further ado, I would like my man to give his interpretation on that night and his feelings. And like I said, whatever he stops at, that's where he stops at. And then once again, we're gonna move on, and we're gonna talk about our plans. But once again, justice for Quincy. Take it away, Q.
That night, I dropped him off, but before I dropped him off, we was in Apple Valley at one of my play sister's house, having a good time. We wanted to see her new house. We told her we wasn't coming, but we was coming. We were just a surprise. So it wasn't nothing telling us not to go or telling me not to let him go. And it would have been hard to tell him no because he's a 3.4 GPA student. His college life was already mapped out of his choice of schools to attend. He always did what I asked him to do. There wasn't any lying or sneaking out to do anything because he always could have came and talked to me, which he always did. If not me, talk to his mom. That night that I dropped him off, we was only maybe a couple of miles apart from each other. Or like 20 minutes apart, 30 minutes apart as far as where I was at. I was celebrating with a friend at her graduation party. I wasn't going to be there too long, we just went to go and show my support. Her name is Felicia. Congratulations to you, Felicia. But that night was all about celebration. We came from one celebration and went to another celebration. So the day was awesome. You know, it was going perfect. You know, good food, laughter, around good people, just enjoying it. I was already there. I seen the hammer lamps and everything, but I didn't know, you'll never know if it was for your child or not. But I saw one of his friends walking along like he's in shock coming from that direction. And normally I know Quincy would be with him. His friends are on the same team. His name is Chris. I saw him actually getting a ride. Told him like, bro, we don't hang right here. We don't hang over here at all. So once you hop in the car, I'll take you to your dad's house. No problem. That's when father-in-law kicked into me. But he said no because dad was coming to get him. I asked him where Q was. I'm sure he didn't want to tell me what he saw. But he said he didn't know. So as I say, all right, talk to you later then, let me look for Q. Normally he'd chill and talk to his friends when everything was over with. And I'd just be right there waiting for him and just give him a call when we finished talking. So Chris went on about his way. And I thought, my mom thinking he Ubered home already. Because he got his own card and everything, so he Ubered home. So as I started to pull off, I had to check and I just busted a U-turn. And I went down 76 in Western and came back up to 74th where all the commotion was at. And I saw the yellow tape. So I just got out the car, parked it right in the middle of the street. And I never left the scene. And then I get a phone call from Chris' dad telling me he got a video of Quincy. And so I just hung up. I never left the scene. I knew it was him because he don't take that long to answer my call. Because he know I'm always right there. We have more information as of video that I saw, original video of what goes on, what was going on inside. There's a lot of commotion going on at the same time of Quincy getting killed. So he didn't get jumped, which is one of the false stories that came to me. We saw a video, of my son having a great time, minding his own business, listening to the music, looking at the performances, just enjoying the time as a kid. There's no mean mugging, there's no I'm burying you, there's none of that. Just I'm in the back, looking at the performance, enjoying my time with my classmates, teammates, kids he grew up with, which their parents are my friends. But we don't know what made him go outside.
To the naysayers, the YouTube commenters, people like that said, and I know you've talked about this on another interview, but like I said, this door is open for another lane too. And as we continue to push Q's legacy and things like that, for the naysayers that say why would you let him go to a party in that area? What do you got to say to them?
I let him go to the party because he's not a gang member. He has no energy for it. You can look back 2 years ago when we first had our first interview. He told you exactly what I just said. He has no energy for it. It's not in him. So anything outside of dad, sports, family is non-existent to him. He knows it's around, but it's still non-existent because he don't play a part in it. In order to hear all this great stuff that people have been hearing, what you've been hearing on the news, there has to be a real life to attach to that. So that lets you know that his mind was focused. There's no time to act tough. It don't get you anywhere. It don't get you no money. None of that. So he's not like that at all. To the kids that send me music and verses, you guys are very talented. But I will ask you guys to switch up your message. None of you are not sliding on anything. No, we're not preaching that. I'm not preaching that. Quincy wasn't preaching that. So don't bring those issues to your life. All this opposition stuff, those terms are used in the military. You're not in the military. You do not have an op. You're not in the military. The military have ops. Those are oppositions. You're not an op. You're a child that should be focused on trying to make your family proud. You have your life has already been wrote down when you was born. Tap into your gift. Tap into your gift, which is going to allow you to show another generation that's coming after you as well. There's more teenagers that's going to be created every day. So, you don't have no ops. You're not in the military. Those are the only people that can use ops. We're all human. That we need to work together. We've been losing for so long. When will it stop? All our generation leaders get killed. Because of what? Of what they turned out to become. It can't be, the jealousy and envy has to stop. Don't you learn or ask that person a question? How do you do this? How did you do that? Instead of not liking somebody because they can do something you can't do. One, just work harder at it than the genetics. So the jealousy and envy should stop. Because my baby wasn't like that. I ain't like that. You know, we look for people as motivation. You know, we're not competitors. We're not trying to compete. We're trying to fix the problem in our community and take care of the family at the same time.
One of the things I really thought about through all this, I told you before, I got to see Q sporadically throughout the years, and I really loved on the first episode, back when we were 310 TV back in the day when we first started, hear what Q had to say now. One of the big things in the community is instead of the hatred, let's mentor and collaborate, people working together. And I really feel that with Big Q and Little Q's message at the time, and what all they were doing, Amped Up was doing, what Jaquan Epps, Big Quincy's made so many, and I've made so many connections in the community. And together not only is about, we all had the same mindset, okay, our pockets is nice, you know, hey, we like nice things, we want nice homes and this and that. But we all were trying to see what we can do to give back. Just same story with Nipsey Hussle. Why do we keep killing off the leaders? MLK, Martin, I mean, we know the stories, you know. And Def know that Little Q was gonna be on to great things, especially if he was signed. And I know he had those millions. He was for sure gonna take care of his family. But he was also, I feel like he was gonna be a basketball coach. What's those dudes that came to the press conference? The hoop?
Hoop justice.
Hoop justice. I can see, I can see, yeah.
That's who made, I want to talk about them as well, but that's who made this in honor of my son. Hoop justice, Mr. Kelly. Actually, he's going to be at the Kershaw game tonight.
Yes.
Him and his wife made a scholarship in my son's name in the amount of $1,500. What that means is each kid that applies for the Quincy Reese Jr. Scholarship, me and his mom is going to pick out a question that we want people to write an essay to. So we could pick based off the stories and what these kids say when they apply. They're going to be able to get a scholarship or wherever we pick. And they can use it not only just for school, it could be used for anything at the household. But it is a scholarship, and Kelly Coosby, his family made a scholarship for my son. They had a basketball game, and they honored us at the basketball game at Cal Lutheran College, which that was the school my son chose to go to. And it just made sense because I didn't realize where I was invited to until it hit me when we pulled into the parking lot. And I said, wow, this is the school that Quincy wanted to go to. Because he told me that's the one, that's okay. Because they was already looking at him. And I have this obituary where all the schools is in there that wanted. And Cal Lutheran was in it. So it made the connection, it made it so organic. And yeah, they did that for each year of 12th graders whoever applied for it. Yeah. So if my Kershaw community, when you guys see this, you get with me. So I'll give you more information on how to apply. First year is coming up, like as in next year. I'll give you more information about it.
All right. If you guys have any information on the murder of Quincy Jr., we're going to put all the info right after this. And right now, let's just show you some of the press conference that and the love in the community that went down last week in Crenshaw. Peace.
Doing all the right things for the right reasons. And it's just a tragic event that we thought that we could bring into hoop justice to show these young men to live like you, live like him, make those great decisions, do the right things for the right reasons. And that was our thinking, is that we could merge those two, bringing the equality and also the fact that he was living the best life that he could live. And if we could live like you and follow in his footsteps, then maybe we could bring more unity and more awareness to all these issues. No, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Movies like Boys in the Hood, with this exact, art imitates life, life imitates art, where this exact scenario has played out before. This is not new to this area. It's kind of like time for a change and to kind of come together and make this thing stop. It's a real solution. Wow. There's a couple of different ways, a couple of different scenarios. I think more community involvement had taken a more active hand in raising the kids. This is basically one of our own public schools in the district, which, by the way, I am running for district council for this district for that reason. This is one of our only schools in the district. If our star athletes can't go here, if our 3.5s can't go here, we don't have that many schools. So the only schools, LAUSD public schools we have, we can't get our best gyms out. That can't continue. It's been like that for years. Like I said, this is not a narrative. It's just time for us to come together and start to change that.
Quincy's on the up and up. He's gonna make something.
Absolutely. And you have to already have a good sense of family, good sense of structure, good mindset to even want to separate yourself when there's a lot of opportunities to not do that. It's a lot of opportunities to not go to class. It's a lot of opportunities to get involved in all of those things. And he bypassed those, and so it's always the least kids you expect. He is not a kid that set himself up to be a victim of environment and system, but even still, that's how random it is. So we have to change that. We don't really have a choice, because if not, it's going to continue. We're going to lose our best and brightest, and it's not sustainable. It's not a sustainable way to live.
And welcome back. So first and foremost, we're gonna lighten the mood up a little bit, but once again, it's still long live Quincy. And we're showing all the projects and things that have come from this. And I'm gonna let my man Quincy introduce his friend right here.
Everybody, this is a special person to me. Me and this guy met while I'm at work. I work for the post office, I'm the mailman, so I met this guy working. One day I caught a flat tire and he looked out for me when he didn't have to. He left and did something. He left from where he was at with his dog and came and helped me in a time that I needed some help. And I want to introduce you guys to him. His name is Ben. And Ben has a special product that my community and everybody who's dealing with eczema in their life. I've been dealing with it for a long time, through stress and food I was eating. So things aligned it up when I met Ben, because now he also has his own skincare product that helps eczema. And I want to let him explain more about it to you guys.
Yeah, man. Well, first off, all the love from the years back. Hilarious story. I think also, if any of you guys listened to the last episode of the Quincy story, you talk about kind of that concept of trying to get out doing some of this stuff and trying to find different ways of making it and stuff like that. And I think for me and my partner who started this, like Quincy said, skincare company, we're focusing on men. It was just at a time when we were kind of like sick of what we were doing, wanted to try and start kind of hustling towards doing something on our own. And I used to have shitty skin when I was younger, look all pimple faced. I used to fucking down bags of Doritos to the face, so that probably didn't help. But my partner, like Quincy said, has eczema, and so we found out kind of like a lot of guys don't pay attention to this stuff. It used to be kind of like for chicks, and people would kind of like make fun of you. The name is Pretty Boy, and we're two dudes from Cleveland, Ohio, who want to take like a fun shtick on the whole thing. Be like, everyone now, it's 2023, like everyone wants to look good, feel good. You know, you play your best when you feel good and look good. So kind of put a spin on that name and kind of make skincare and taking better care of your skin, kind of bring it into that more lifestyle street kind of approach and make people feel, you know, like this is cool to do. And not only that, you talk about health all the time. And it's, you know, it's about doing overall things that make you feel better. You care about what you eat and stuff. You got to care about what you put on your skin and whatnot. And so to Quincy's point, just to wrap it up, you know, my partner's got eczema, so we had to make a product that was safe for eczema, and we're the first guys brand to ever get basically like the seal from them that says this is a legit product, it's safe, from the National Eczema Association. So if you got some of that skin issues or just dry skin or just want to feel better, check it out, www.yoprettyboy.com. You can follow us on socials at yo.prettyboy and whatnot. So appreciate the plug though.
I didn't even know what question to ask. Yeah. He literally answered everything I was thinking to ask him. Heck yeah. Are you from Cali? You from LA?
So I'm from Cleveland, and my bad. I shouldn't have answered it all. I was like, I didn't know if you want me to do so full plug. So if you got any questions, I want to answer them. But I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I lived in LA now for like 8 years. And like I said, I just, ever since I was a kid, dreamed about how I was going to make it on my own. Like do something different, not have to work for someone. And so kind of came along, and my partner's like that. It was kind of being in a city like this, you got those opportunities. We talk about creative people all the time. You're talking about it too.
Heck yeah. And one beautiful thing is, like I said, if you look, it's a friendship. Two totally different backgrounds. Yeah. I don't know, like I said, you know, Quincy's a little G back in the day.
We were talking about it.
Yeah.
I think we both, and you too, I just met you today, but we all share the same kind of approach of like, you want to help other people, and you want to, when good minds meet, you come up with great ideas and you can act on them. And it's kind of like fate sometimes does that. Different backgrounds, but kind of want to do the same shit in life, you know?
Heck yeah. And not to double them back, but how did you feel now that you and Quincy gained this friendship to hear this tragic story, and what made you want to? Because obviously you came down here today.
Yeah.
And you were here supporting him, just like we all ran to. I'm sure we all ran to his rescue right away.
Yeah.
And he saw the community and all that, because we wanted to make sure that he's not alone. So how did you feel about all this?
Dude, I think that's a loaded question. When I first saw him, and he told me when we ran into each other for the first time in 5 years, for 4 years on the street, just like a deep sadness. I think that as I'm here today, he's talked to me a little bit more about growing up around here. We just got to like share stories and understand even each other on a deeper level. First off, I'm like super aware that I don't know or have that experience, and so it's not something that you can put yourself in the emotional mindset to really understand, while at the same time, I mean, as soon as you told me, I looked up the articles. I mean, I know the dad, so I was like, it checks out. Even what you're saying about anything you grew up with, like, it's like, I know who he is now, and seeing what that would have been for Q Jr., and then reading the stories and hearing you even share what you did in that last episode, like, it's just crazy. It's a terrible feeling. It's where you want to find ways to help people in ways you can, no matter who crosses the path.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the one. I mean, it's just tragedy can't turn into beauty. And I feel like I said, we just want to all live, because I feel like he's good where he's at, but we are putting in the work. So there's no resting. We hear so many minds, so many like what came from this. And I'm gonna be real with you. You know how they say, well, everything happens for a reason. And I'm not a big fan of that, but
this happens to you.
Yeah.
Then you experience it.
Yeah. This is bringing so much. Like this has brought so much, so many great minds together. Mentors, fathers, everything. We got to put in the work. We have to. And I'm glad to meet you. And this segue, we're going to what my man has been pumping. I missed it the first 2 episodes. We're finally here about Big Q's next project. Here we go.
Okay. The next project is Q's Daddy Daycare Center. This is the business right here as far as the 501c3 nonprofit. This is, we own the name and we incorporated. So it's about ownership. Also, it's ownership mixed with a dream. The dream looks like this. In detail of what me and my son wanted to bring to our community. Basically, it's a place that your child's not going to want to leave. This came out of faith, which is what I go by in my everyday life. It's going to be an extravagant place to where we're going to teach them read, writing, math, of course. But when it's time to have free time, we have after-school programs that's every high school should have. I think every school should have too. So I'm bringing it into a daycare, and I'm going to do my own study. All this is private study. The daycare is going to be from 0 to 13 years old. So once they get out of class, they're going to be able to choose a path that's going to help grow their mind. Because, you know, as a kid, their brain is like a sponge. But they'll also tell you what their interests are if you just pay attention a little more, just a little bit. So I'm going to be paying attention from above to see which kid shows more interest into that after-school program course or whatever it is that they got for their growth, and we're going to try to lead them that way. Our goal is to give your child a different perspective on life when they has been helped and led to the right direction. So that's what my son wanted. Not just basketball, he wanted to be a pediatrician. He wanted to be a kid's doctor. And he wanted to have his own daycare because of how I treated him. It was fun since he came out the womb. And I would love to give someone else's child that kind of love and time, especially when we as parents have to go and worry about bills and then work. So this is what this is about, and it's happening. It's patient. So if you wanted to help or donate, if you have Zelle, I'm going to give Sean my number, which our Zelle is connected to the number, and this is what anything you donate will be going to. I plan on starting in LA, and then I'm gonna spread it out in these different communities. LA first for right now. So that's about it. The name of our account, if you want to donate, is called Quest HDA LLC. And watch me leave another mark in my community, because my son already built his legacy, and this is just added to it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So in closing, like, click, and subscribe. My man, you got anywhere you can find you at?
Yeah, we're on Instagram at yo.prettyboy, so check us out there. Or I'll pass you some of the information to you as well, so you can go to the website, www.yoprettyboy.com.
What's the Instagram?
I said it. Yo.prettyboy.
Pretty. Quincy, any last ones? Any last thing you gotta say?
Last thing I want to say is to the youth. Live your life how God planned it to be. You know right from wrong. If it's not positive, you know it's wrong. Do not live a second life that your parents don't know about. You only get one parent in life. You see who have your back through it all. You definitely know who's to count on to be there for you in a time of need. Let's not act like we're blind. Have fun and enjoy you guys' life. Everything should be positive. If anything negative, or you push anything negative, you get negative energy and results. That is a fact. So make sure if you write some lyrics, write them correctly and don't push this killing and the things that will cause you and your family the heartaches.
Alright, like, click, and subscribe. Watch our library. Watch all the old stuff. Watch our past interviews. Watch all the wrestling matches. We got some upcoming shows. Hopefully 2 by the end of this year. Last but not least, for the people involved, come turn yourself in, bro. Come on. Families are hurt, and this was a great kid who was about to do great things. You or anybody know any information on the murder of Quincy Jr., please, whether it be you can do it on the low, you can contact one of us, you can contact a family member. If you know any of the slightest thing, do the right thing.
You get paid $50,000 for it as well.
And me personally, even if I solved it, I got $50,000, I'm giving it back to the family or the organization.
Everything is anonymously too.
Yeah, everything is anonymous.
Contact our city council, Marquise Dawson office.
There's a lot of people hurt out here behind this. Please, let's get this solved. Once again, there's Urban Juggernaut, and this is the final finale of this series. Long live Quincy Jr. See you on the next one. Peace.
Live like you.